we've moved from the early adopter stage to a mass market. In the early 1990s, when we started with incentives and tax exemptions, these incentives were pushed from a couple of environmental organizations, the Norwegian EV Association.
The NGOs like Bellona was very on the ball.
The government were listening because we had goals to cut emissions.
It all started as industrial policy. We wanted car manufacturing in Norway and we saw EVs as a possibility. When we didn't succeed in establishing car manufacturing in Norway, these policies transformed into environmental policies. The politicians, they didn't want to take all these policies away, and we had this fantastic development because of this strong policy package.
The politicians has pulled in the same direction, both on national level but also on local level.
The main policies in Norway are VAT exemption. The VAT is 25%. We have a really high purchase tax on cars, and EVs, they don't have to pay that. In the city of Oslo, the toll rings have played a really important role, because in the beginning you had 0 tolls for electric vehicles and quite high tolls for petrol and diesel cars. In 2019, Oslo started to also have payments for electric vehicles in the toll roads, showing that EV owners also have to contribute to the local infrastructure and road building. You could actually have up to 50% toll fare for electric vehicles as compared to petrol or diesel.
Seeing is believing. What we did was putting out chargers downtown Oslo where everybody could see them. It was a success and people love these products. So what we did was actually to put out more chargers, deploy more chargers everywhere.
We Norwegians are not more environmentally friendly than in any other European country. It's the fact that we've been given the choice of choosing an electric car.
The policy package made the price of EVs similar to diesel and petrol cars.
Cheap to buy, cheap to use, practical and convenient. That's the most important. But in addition, you need the infrastructure.
We currently have more than 3,500 fast chargers in Norway. We will need a lot more in the coming years because the uptake of EVs is higher and higher. You see bigger and bigger stations with more and more chargers, so it's more capacity and more areas are now covered with chargers. We have to think smart around the whole energy sector really, and EVs and electric transport is really a very important part of it.
At the moment we are testing out wireless charging, inductive charging. We are also testing battery solutions.
On a short time frame we can also store energy. In the future we might also have more vehicle to grid, which might be important in certain areas of the world.
We had the policy package in place by 2004, but we haven't done much with our policies since then. So we just kept the policies, that's the important thing, while the cars have been gradually much better and cheaper.
2012, only 3% of new car sales were electric. Now, 60% the last few months. So it's a very steep increase.
And that makes me really positive for other countries, because you don't need that high incentives that you have in Norway to start the initial sales.
From 2025, all new car sales are to be zero-emission cars. I'm very positive when it comes to the speed of electrification in Europe and the rest of the world. It can go really fast if politicians around the world do their part, because that's key. Just tax what you don't want and spend that money to promote what you want.